Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I was explaining that one should be desirous of spreading ilm. The hadith of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Khairun nas may yanfa'un nas, the best of mankind is the one that benefits mankind the most. In mankind you find different types of people. You find non-Muslims, wherever you can benefit them without, the condition is this here, without harming our deen, within the boundaries of the Sharia. You can't say we are doing a lot of social work and let's take a video of it here. We want to show people and encourage them to benefit mankind. Allah Ta'ala only accepts that social work and that deen khidmat or that welfare or that concern for the welfare of the creation, which is within the boundaries of the Sharia. How do we do this here? Why Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran Kareem, قَالَ إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. Abil and Qabil were two brothers. You are aware of the story. They were the sons of Adam alayhi salam. They dispute. Abil wanted to marry had to marry a certain girl, and Qabil fell in love with her. The masala was very clear. Adam alayhi salam, it's mentioned, had twins, 2 boys, 2 girls, 2 boys, 2 girls. So the boy that was born first and the girl that was born first, obviously the second boy was in between. The 1 and 3 would get married, 2 and 4 would get married, 5 and 7 would get married, 6 and 8. So there would be a gap. Qabil got very angry. He couldn't accept the command of Allah Ta'ala. And he threatened his brother, I'm going to sort you out. You just watch it. I'm going to get married to her. وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ ابْنَيْ آدَمَ بِالْحَقِّ. O Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, narrate to them the story of the 2 sons. Naba abnay, it's actually Naba abnayni. The nun falls away because of mudaf. Narrate to them the story of the 2 sons of Adam alayhi salam. Eventually they came to a understanding. You make an offering to Allah Ta'ala and I make an offering to Allah Ta'ala, and whosoever Allah Ta'ala accepts the offering from, that person can get married to her. It's qarraba qurbana. They made qurbani. Qabil, he just got a couple of stalks of wheat. He just collected something. There was wheat growing and he put it. There was a certain specific place where they had to put whatever they wanted to make qurbani of. Put it there. Abil went looking, I want to make the best qurbani, the very best qurbani. I want to please Allah Ta'ala. And accordingly, he got a ram, beautiful, strong ram, and somehow or the other he took it to the place of the qurbani. Both moved aside. In those days, a sign of the acceptance of the qurbani was what? That a fire would come from the sky and devour whatever was presented. It would devour the qurbani that has been accepted. So both looked at just as fire came from the sky, like how they say today, a missile strike, and the ram was devoured. Abil, now how do you remember which one is who? Abil and Qabil. Qabil is with a Q, Qabil. You must just remember the killer. The killer was Qabil, and Abil was the victim of Qabil. When this happened, Abil was very happy. قَالَ لَأَقْتُلَنَّكَ. His brother stood up. Now imagine your own brother, blood brother, a Nabi's brother, a Nabi's son. I'm going to kill you. لَأَقْتُلَنَّ. Most certainly, there's no doubt about it. You just watch it. And you are gonna. You finish. End of the story from you. I'm going to kill you. قَالَ إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. Abil very calmly says, see here, you can't blame me if Allah Ta'ala accepted my qurbani. Allah Ta'ala accepts, this is the golden rule, understand very clearly. He only accepts things from people who got taqwa. You can have you can feed the whole world also. But you don't have taqwa, it's a different thing, they will benefit. But you don't have taqwa, you don't do it within the framework of the Sharia. You want the women to come out and attend a braise because you need money for the masjid. You are corrupting the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be careful, you don't play around with Allah's law. If you want to play around with the government's law, and that also very few dared to mess around with the government's law. They covered everything. How many people went to defy the law of, for instance, certain time is curfew, certain places you can't go, certain things you accepted it. You disliked it, but you accepted it. So it's very important that whatever we do must be within the confines of the Sharia. Same way learning of ilm. The niyat must be correct, that you want to please Allah. I'll conclude with one incident which we heard again from Mawlana Masihullah Rahmatullah. In those days, the kings used to sponsor the Darul Ulooms, and the Darul Ulooms were massive. In Baghdad, then in Egypt, in Medina Munawwara, different Damascus, Damashq, etc. So the king, one day he thought to himself, let me just go and have a look at this particular Darul Uloom. The Darul Uloom were greater than the universities of today because it was Islamic rule. What do they produce in a university? Lawyers, doctors. In the Darul Ulooms, they had a department of medication, you can call off medicine. The Hakims, they had a proper campus, if you can call it, in all the lecture halls and all. And similarly, they had the Sharia. There is where the ulama would become like lawyers and attorneys. Quddad, Kitabul Qadi, you'll find the book of the judges. How does an Islamic judge behave and how does he conduct himself? All this is in deen. We as students, we feel, there it is, man. These guys are there. Where are they? They are learning man-made laws. We are learning Allah-made laws. And the majority of the things we heard our Mawlana Masihullah Rahmatullah says, which the kuffar world got, they found it from Islam. They got it from Islam. When the Muslims invaded Spain and they came with the system of the Sharia, the kuffar were shocked. Look at the system. Before that, they never used to even have a system to what you can call like the municipality system, some truck going around or collecting all the dirt. When the Muslims came into Spain, they had that system already. And where did the Muslims get it from? The Muslims got it from the hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The difference between us and the Yahud, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, is that we keep the outside of our homes clean. The outside of our homes are clean. So the Muslims said, hey, you keep your house clean, this is what Rasul taught us. So they said, then they developed it. Hey, you know what? Instead, I'm going out farming, I'm going out for the journey. Who's going to collect? So they said, okay, let's start off a movement on this road. You do certain day, you do. Then they got people to assist, then they paid people. That's how the municipality system started. Now we look today, we say, you know what? Look at how dirty Egypt is. Yes, like you go there to India, by that one masjid, it's so filthy. Allah fuck. He's selling chicken tikka and andes or Swedish, just in little. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. This is because of our lack. We haven't understood where it came from. Be as it may, the system of the deen is a very noble. What you're learning is the noblest. There can't be better knowledge in the world. Nothing better than this. But you must understand what you want. If you can't understand, it's just my father said I must become a Maulana, then you're going to mess up your life. You're going to mess up the deen. The king said, let me go and see. I spend a lot of money. He disguised himself. He went into this particular, Darul Uloom. He saw students, spoke to them, Assalamu alaikum, how are you? Oh, where you come from? They didn't recognize. He's a king. He said, no, I'm just like around here, Musafir type of a person. Why are you studying? The one said, no, my father is a big lawyer. I'm taking up his place and getting training. Another one, why are you? Oh, my father is the Imam Sahib of the masjid. He's gone old now, Make dua and get his position. Next one, why are you here? Oh, my father, is a judge, I want to be also appointed one day as a judge. He went along. Then he found one student alone sitting and studying his kitabs. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. why are you learning kitabs? Why are you learning deen? He said, why am I learning deen? I'll tell you why. You see, I thought to myself, he was very young. Who created me? Allah Ta'ala. There's no other answer. Allah Ta'ala created me. Why did He create me? Then I understood He's got a purpose in creating me, and I found out, questioning people, asking around. He said, no, Allah Ta'ala created us. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I must worship Allah Pak. So I said, where do I learn how to worship Allah Pak? How do I worship Allah Pak? So they told me, no, you must go to the madrasa, Darul Uloom, you learn how to worship Allah Pak, you learn how to make wudu, you learn how to make salah, you will learn how to give your zakat and all other ahkam in the laws of Allah Ta'ala. So that when you follow the law of Allah Ta'ala, even if it is looking for the moon, you look following the law of Allah Ta'ala. When you look for the moon, you are worshipping Allah Pak. So that is why I came. And then I thought, if I don't worship Allah Pak, what will happen? They told me, you'll go Jannah. And if I worship Allah Ta'ala, you'll go Jannah. I thought to myself, I don't want to go to Jannah. I don't want to go to Jannah. I don't want to be a loafer and a hooligan and a person who's, like today's word, scolly. He doesn't know whether he's going or coming. I want to go to Jannah. I don't want to go to Jannah. That is why I'm studying the laws of Allah Ta'ala. Okay, mashallah. King went away. Next morning he came in his proper garment, with his crown and all his guards and all. Sent a message. Oh, the madrasa, the whole Darul Uloom was overflowing with excitement. The king is coming. And the starts and the principal all tipped off. He's going to address the whole thousands of students. They had a system of how to speak. They had no loudspeaker at the time, but there was a system. Every 10th row, pass on what was said. King sits down and after introducing himself, he says, I had made up my mind, I'm going to close this Darul Uloom last night. I came here disguised and I found everyone, whoever I met wanted the dunya. They wanted the dunya. And I thought, I'm wasting all my money. I can rather feed the poor. However, I found one student, and when I asked him, he gave me a correct reply. That is for Allah's pleasure in the akhirah. Because of that one student, I'm allowing this Darul Uloom to operate. And who was it? One student came to come, Imam Ghazali. Then you see. So we have to have our facts clear. You people, it's scary. When you become a Maulana, it's not a thing of fun, Oh, it is very scary how much power you will have one day. Inshallah, tomorrow I will continue. Or it's Friday, when do we continue? Tomorrow, inshallah, I will continue with this here. What it means for you to become an alim. Don't just think, it's fun and I will be giving khutbah and namaz. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll continue. Khuda Hafiz. All right, that's there.